Do you have a favorite toy? For example, I adore Barbie and Hello Kitty, but what if I told you
that these harmless toys are actually cursed?
And some of your toys may wake up at night and try to catch you, and someone was even arrested for owning one of these toys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay safe. Do you like Japanese horror and horror stories in Roblox? Then get ready. The first doll here is not a character or a prop, it is a real toy, and after its owner left for another world, she became the subject of frightening stories. People claim that she changed and seemed to be watching them, especially at night. Let's look at this madness.
In 1918, a boy from Japan bought a doll for his little sister, 𝘀𝘂𝗯𝗀𝗯𝗏. She named the doll after herself and took it everywhere, to bed, to meals, even to the market. But one winter, 𝘀𝘂𝗯𝗀𝗏 got sick and never recovered. She died at just 3 years old. Heartbroken, the family placed her beloved doll on a home shelf to remember her. But soon, something strange happened. The doll's hair, originally cut short, began to grow. At first it reached the shoulders, then the waist. They trimmed it, but it kept growing. One night, the mother claimed she heard soft footsteps near that shelf. Another time, the lights flickered when someone tried to move the doll. The family became convinced their daughter's spirit was inside it. Eventually, they entrusted it to 𝗀𝗏𝗀𝗀𝗰𝗍 Temple, where monks agreed to take care for it. Visitors began reporting odd chills. Some visitors say the doll changes when no one's looking. Others claim they heard it breathing, or hearing someone whisper their name when alone. And the hair still grows. Even now, over 100 years later, the monks say they still trim it. And last year, one of them swore it smiled, with its eyes still wide open.
Honestly, these monks are either very brave or very crazy. Why even keep a doll with hair that has been growing for more than 100 years, who walks around at night and whispers names to people? Haven't they ever looked at Annabelle? We all already know how stories with cute, scary dolls end. If they had given me this doll, I would have already given her a hot tour in the fireplace without a return ticket. And the scariest thing is the rumors that my brother bought this doll from an evil witch without knowing it. She only sold cursed things, and the doll was fed by the owner's vital energy, which made her sick and went to the soft clouds. It seems that since the monks still dress her, comb her hair and carefully store her, they do not want to get rid of the curse but rather support it. But unfortunately, strange toys aren't just old Japanese dolls. Modern people also sometimes behave in such a way that you want to throw them out the window. For example, an ordinary Lego figure, a guy takes a video and suddenly this minifigure slowly turns its head and literally looks right at him. Let's take a look at this.
Wait a minute. This one actually kind of looks like you.
I don't see it.
Freak! Its eyes moved. I'm serious, dude. Oh my gosh.
Come on, man. What are you talking about?
Did you not see that? The little figurine's eyes moved.
Why are you always messing with me?
What the?
Wow, I hope I'm not the only one who saw this. What's going on anyway? The figure really seemed to have eyes, and the moment she turned to the guy, everything inside me tightened. And this guy, who at first pretends that nothing happened, and then at the end gives out the most confused face in the world, comedy and horror in one shot. You can write it off as foreshortening or paranoia, but the movement looks too lively. Maybe it was Lego who was just happy that they finally remembered about him, because living forever in a dusty box is not very fun. But you know what's fun? In Canada, a man was stopped and allegedly arrested for suspected drunk driving. But there is one funny nuance. He was not in the car, but in a tiny pink Barbie car. Let's see what happened there.
A man in Canada arrested for allegedly driving drunk while in a Barbie car. Video posted on social media shows the man driving the toy car on a busy street in British Columbia, where police say they pulled him over and then quickly realized the man was impaired and also had a suspended license. Well, according to the police department, a vehicle powered by anything other than muscle needs to follow the same rules as drivers.
It's very funny. A drunk guy gets home in a toy car. I do not know which is funnier, the fact that he drove a toy onto a busy street at all, or that the police actually framed it as a full-fledged violation, because any vehicle is not powered by muscle means the rules are the same. On the one hand, it goes 2 miles per hour and looks like a meme. On the other hand, if you're drunk and driving among normal cars, it's still a risk. You can steer under the wheels, cause an accident, or even provoke a chain of breaks. So the question is this fair or overkill? Would you have arrested him or just taken the car and sent it home? I probably would have just issued a fine. Okay, let's move on from the weird adults in children's cars to the scariest children's toy that has ever existed, the Furby. These fuzzies looked cute, but underneath the fur was a robotic skeleton that came to life at night.
Let's talk about one of the creepiest kids' toys ever to exist, the Furby. These toys are super popular in the late 90s and early 2000s. But what made them so creepy? Well, if you take one apart, it looks just like this. One of the creepiest things about Furbies is that they had a power store inside of them, so removing the batteries did nothing. Unless you laid them down like they were sleeping, they were still going to talk to you at 3 a.m. and give you night terrors. To add on to this, if you ignore the Furby for too long, it actually changes its voice. So it sounds kind of guttural and demonic. Also, the Furby's language is called Furbish, which really sounds like they're speaking in tongues when you hear them. They also scream "feed me" in the middle of the night too. Let me show you a creepy example of a Furby toy. Check this out. Now imagine waking up to that at 2 or 3 a.m. as a child on top of that. Also, there's somebody on Craigslist that turns your Furbies into huge Furbies, which, this is even scarier than the original.
Honestly, whoever decided to make Furby bigger clearly hates humanity. An ordinary Furby already looks like a demon under the skin of a hamster, but this giant one is twice as big as a human and with human hands? Why does it exist? Imagine, you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and this creature is standing in the doorway and asks for something to eat in his vile voice. I would either pretend to be asleep or actually try to throw him out the window. What would you do if such a mutant Furby came to life in your home? Write in the comments and we'll move on through the gallery of nightmarish toys. If you've ever heard of cursed dolls, then you definitely know the name Robert. He is called perhaps the most cursed doll in the world. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary old toy given to a boy, but the longer you look at it and the more you learn about the story, the more you understand. It's definitely not just a doll.
If you see this doll, whatever you do, don't mock him. This is Robert the doll. In 1904, a boy named Robert Eugene Otto got him as a gift. Some say a servant mastered in voodoo gave it to him. Almost immediately, strange things would happen. Robert started to talk to the doll, and people swore that they heard the doll answer back in a different voice. Neighbors saw Robert the doll moving from window to window when nobody was home. Objects in the house would vanish, and Eugene would say, "Robert did it." Even after Eugene grew up, Robert stayed locked in a room. Visitors claimed that Robert's face would change, and some would say they even heard giggling. Today, Robert lives in the Fort East Martello Museum in Key West, Florida. But here is the creepy part. Staff say if you take a picture of him without asking for permission, bad luck will follow you until you write him a letter apologizing. Sam and Colby actually visited Robert the doll to test out this theory. Whether this is true or not, Colby Brock ended up having a form of cancer later on after visiting Robert the doll. You guys know what kind, but deep condolences to Colby Brock. Thankfully, he is okay, but I hope he sent Robert the doll a letter apologizing. So if you ever meet Robert, will you ask before snapping a picture of him? Or will you take your chances? Make sure you like and follow for more, and comment down below if you want more stories on people's experiences with Robert the doll.
Honestly, the longer I look at Robert, the more it seems like he knows some dark secret, including mine. He has a face like a carrot from Shrek, as if you can also dip him in milk, and he will absorb not only milk, but also your soul. Oh, I just insulted him. I think it's time for me to prepare an apology letter, or maybe drink tea with milk and record the apology on camera before he starts throwing furniture at my house. And let's apologize to Robert in the comments even if you didn't do anything to him, just so that if anything, he knows that you have already apologized in advance so that he doesn't hurt you. I have to admit, his style is really better than mine. A suit, a sailor, everything is as it should be. I'm wearing a stained denim jacket and he's ready for the cover of Damn Fashion magazine. And yet, according to the legends, he has more abilities than half of Marvel's superheroes. He moves things, ruins the lives of those who laugh, and forces people to write sincere apologies. I honestly would rather agree to a duel with a Furby than be left alone in a room with this doll, so remember the main rule. Don't joke about Robert unless you want to drink tea with apologies later. Now imagine that Robert has a competition in the world of cursed dolls, and it's not just anyone, but 𝘀𝘂𝗯𝗀𝗿 herself from the Cold Heart. Yes, that charming Snow Queen, only in the version that makes you want not to sing Let Go and Forget, but to run and not look back. Let's see this.
A family tries desperately to get rid of this haunted 𝘀𝘂𝗀𝗋𝗋 doll.
In 2013, a woman named Emily gifted her child an 𝘀𝘂𝗀𝗀𝗋𝗋 doll. Now this doll had the ability to speak when a button was pushed. After owning the doll for years, the doll would suddenly start speaking. And I mean, when the button wasn't even being pushed. To make things even creepier, the doll actually started speaking Spanish, and there was no settings on the doll to change its language. Now, Emily was sick of the doll, and so she decided to just throw it in the trash. 1 week after throwing it in the trash, Emily found the doll sitting on the bench. Now, she immediately questioned her daughter, but her daughter promised she did not take it out of the trash. So Emily wrapped up that doll again, and this time made sure it was in the garbage. And the doll again made its way back to Emily's house. Understandably, she was completely freaked out. In the end, the doll was mailed to a family friend who assured Emily that he would get rid of it, and luckily for the family, there's been no 𝘀𝐿𝐴 doll sightings. For more 7 Sin crime stories, remember to hit the plus button.
Okay, I don't care how logically it can be explained. The doll that comes back after the trash is no longer a coincidence. You can joke about perseverance and dedication as much as you like, but when you throw away a toy, leave town, and then find it sitting outside the house as if it were waiting, this is the end for adequacy. Switching from English to Spanish doesn't even scare me. Well, okay, Elsa decided to learn languages, I respect that. But spontaneous speech and physical return? No thanks. And what worries me the most is that almost all such stories start with something cute. Just like this plush baby elephant, a lullaby with soft ears that looks like the perfect gift. Until people start claiming that there's not a musical mechanism inside at all, but something terrible. And then, in a strange way, the posts and accounts of those who talked about it disappear. And that's where the jokes end.
Toys that got banned. Part 1. The Elephant Lullaby Plushie. Thanks. So if you don't know this toy and why did it got banned, I will explain it to you. This plushie was made or released at the year of 2016, and it got banned. I don't really know what year it got banned, but this was banned for a disturbing reason. You can only purchase this toy at the Philippines. However, one mother discovered a human 𝘀𝘂𝗯𝗀𝗏𝗏 inside, which shocks the mother and immediately called the officers. You might be wondering why the mother discovered it. Because when she was gonna hand the plushie to her baby, she feels a liquid inside. Curious, she cut her the toy, then she saw it. There it is, a human 𝘀𝘂𝗯𝗀𝗏𝗏. Smelling rotten, tiny cut of organs, and horrified. Anyways guys, this eats all. Bye and stay safe.
Ooh, why would anyone even think of stuffing a child's plush toy with some kind of red goo? It was clearly created by a person who has problems with his head, because this is a toy that should lull him to sleep and not open like a prop from a horror movie. And the fact that the TikToker who opened this baby elephant lullaby suddenly lost her account, and the toy itself hardly makes its way in the search and pops up only somewhere in the Philippines sounds even more creepy. Filipino friends, if you're hearing this, please stay away from any suspicious lullaby toys. And in general, it's better not to trust something trending. Do you remember the 𝘀𝑂𝗏𝗏 toys? Yes, those cute elf-like monsters with a magnifying glass in their cheek. Some people have revealed that this toy is associated with demonic forces and it has its own secret meaning. Let's see what they're hiding.
If you have one of these in your home, then you need to know this new chilling theory. TikTokers have claimed these new viral furry 𝘀𝑂𝗏𝗏s carry demonic energy, rumoured to be inspired by the demon 𝘀𝑆𝑢. But Pop Mart insists they're based on a children's book. 𝘀𝑂𝗏𝗏 owners have now taken to blessing their dolls with holy water to banish any evil the new toys may hold.
No, I'm sorry, but a doll that is directly associated with the demon 𝘀𝑆𝑢 and is called the devil's pet is too much. I've also seen a bunch of videos where people on YouTube have paranormal stuff going on. Maybe it's a coincidence, but why pay a high price to take the risk? If you want to continue, then write about it in the comments. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, like, and press the bell so as not to miss new videos.